Hey guys, welcome back to another Chinaman podcast video. Once again, it's me and Ryan. We're previewing another series. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming India versus England Test series. It's the first series of the new World Test Championship and starts on Wednesday. Yeah, we'll just I guess rant a little bit about it and just our general thoughts on the two teams.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
bit just randomly not to go directly into the teams. If you, I just remember seeing that photo of the pitch, and there's like all these comments about the fact that like it's actually green, like you don't know
Yeah.
where the
Well,
pitch
I
is.
suppose that's it. Every test match, there's always like a photo like that. But then they just shave it all off like the day before. I mean, mow it all off.
Probably, yeah.
So like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, surely if it's that, if I guess we can just talk randomly. Yeah, if it's that green, like England would be more fucked than India. I
That's what I
reckon.
was saying. I think because England's top order is like way more ropey than India's, way
So
more
should we
ropey.
start with England then, or may as well?
Yeah, may as well.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll quickly.
I'll quickly. Yeah, I think the top three will be like what they've been doing recently. So
Yep,
that
100%.
Sibley, Burns, Crawley. What are your thoughts on those guys?
I I saw an interview with Atherton. Oh no, I already wrote it. And he was like, if Sibley doesn't perform, so if Sibley doesn't perform or Burns doesn't perform, then Crawley might go to the top because Crawley's gonna have the priority out of the three, given that he's the youngest
Yeah,
and he's the future, right? But
yeah.
but if Sibley and Burns, one of
Well,
those two
Crawley has
don't
the
go,
worst average out of those three right now.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think they've all like they've done well here and there, but I'm not huge fans of them.
So
Like obviously they're English players, but like yeah, just generally speaking, yeah,
yeah, going back to the Atherton mentioned that out of the three, Sibley's probably the most like
yeah,
replaceable. And he was like, if something happens, Corlo will just go to the top and Milan will just come three.
yeah. I saw. So you actually wrote Milan. I reckon they should go Hamid Hasib or Hasib Hamid. I forgot which one, which way it is,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
a Steve Hamid, yeah.
Hasib. He's in the squad. He's still pretty young. Like I think he's like 22. He made his debut against India like 5 years ago, and he was pretty good then. And he's been really unlucky. And I think he's got back in first class form. I don't really know all the county stats, but he's in the squad. I think he will definitely get a go.
Okay, I think most of the openers in England, it's so hard to obviously open. I think
Yeah,
whether you look at it, the average of an opener is going to be in the 40s, like the low 40s for an opener.
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
Hamid's like played pretty well.
I saw that clip. Have you know how they have that show on Fox where they're like talking about the Ashes? Like,
Yeah, that's what I've been watching a few of those.
hello, yeah, you cut out for me. Did you say yeah?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been watching a few of them. Yeah.
yeah. I've seen clips here and there, and I think was it Atherton? He was like, they're still doing better than the opposition openers are in England.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of makes sense because and that's like I guess that is one way to measure their success because obviously Warner, Harris, and Bancroft did really badly. Pakistan, West Indies wouldn't have done too well. Um, the exception is Conway did amazingly, so it's not impossible to score runs.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Atherton mentioned, you probably watched that video. Atherton
I
mentioned
haven't
like,
seen it fully to be honest. Yeah,
and I kind of agree. Like Sibley, you know what Sibley's gonna bring, and he's not gonna change like the game immensely. Like he's gonna like battle for his runs.
I feel like Burns is the same though. I feel like the two of them are just bang average, like
Yeah, that's
dead.
actually low true, but I don't know. I think
Yeah.
Burns looks way more solid than Sibley to a certain extent.
One thing I didn't even clock is how they've already like I'm pretty sure like Burns has already played like 20, 30 games and like he's done nothing. His career's already gone for quite a bit.
He's averaging in the 30s, isn't he? Only
He's
30s.
played 25 tests, yeah, 300s. He did get an Ashes 100 one time. He's one of those players that if they do happen to do well, they're just so frustrating for the opposition, I feel, and the fans. Like It's like he looks like he's gonna get out every other ball.
I get you. Same as Sibley, to be fair.
When I only remember Sibley like in the one test match England beat India in India. He like batted the whole day and just
Oh,
blocked
it
it.
was so slow.
Yeah. Like the flattest pitch in the world and he just blocked it out the whole day.
But because he like plays through the leg side because of his grip.
Yeah.
He can cut and flick. That's it.
Yeah, what do you think about like I don't really know the technical side, but aren't there like techniques a little bit weird, both of them?
It's like ultra defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously the third one we've had a bit of debate. So you think Crawley's a bit of a young gun or you change your mind now?
I think he's good. He's like he reminds me of Shuman Gill, but obviously Gill's got a bit
Yeah.
more performance behind him. I think Crawley just needs more game time, really.
I saw this thing like you know that guy statistician I sometimes post about Ben Jones,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Clippers guy. He was like, so if you take that innings out, he averages like 20 or whatever. But like the fact that he still has that innings is pretty impressive. Like you're saying a big thing, like, oh, you take that out. But the fact that he even has that anyway is still good and shows he's good.
Yeah. Like every time even though his average is that low, if you take out that score, he's looked good for that
Yeah.
20 odd runs. I mean, obviously, it doesn't show
Yeah.
like as a meaningful performance, but if you think long term, if you can like have a bit more temperament
Mm.
and last it out, he's going to be like a good prospect for the future.
So next is Joe Root, but would you have Joe Root at 3 or 4? Like where's he better? I'm actually gonna look at the stats because I don't know, but what do you
I think Root's better at 4. I think I can understand him batting at 3 in the subcontinent.
Yeah. Do you think he's just at like he's been at 3 for a while? Do you think he just moved there because like he feels he needs to? Like the best player should be at 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Because like some people can get away, like Williamson gets away with it at 3. Wow. Okay. Actually, it's a fat difference. At 4, he averages 50 in 89 innings. At 3, he averages 38 after 53 innings.
Yeah,
So they definitely want to shield him like, a bit.
I just
But
think
I feel like 9 times out of 10, he's going to be in within the first 15 overs. Anyway, at number 4.
for players like Root and Kohli, I definitely feel that they're better suited at 4 in test matches. For players
Yeah.
like Williamson and Smith, they're a bit more defensive. So
Yeah.
adding them at 3 doesn't look that bad. You get what I mean?
I mean, Root, obviously, he's the best player. He was looking very shaky for a long time. He's kind of got some form again, but he has to do all the work, I feel, in that top 4.
Yeah, well, it's not like you can rely on the others to.
Yeah.
I mean, combine the top 3 might combine to get maybe 100 between them if they're lucky.
Yeah.
I don't
And the
think you
one
can
other
back
player
them
they've
for
tried
more
at
than that.
3, Johnny Bairstow. In my opinion, he should be nowhere near the test team.
Agreed.
Like he's an amazing white ball player, but not
Yeah.
it in test. Yeah. So next it would have been Stokes, but I've just elevated Pope instead.
Yep, I agree.
You agree? Yeah. I feel like he's similar to Crawley in that he gets like the good starts and he gets out like always chasing a full ball or something like that.
Yep. I definitely see the comparison people have with Root and Pope. They're very technically similar and they play very similar shots.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen enough of him.
Yeah.
Like he could be a big player for them in these next 2 series. But yeah, I actually don't know a lot about him to be honest. So how would you change now without Butler? Would you put an extra batter or what would you do?
Just trying to think because England don't have any seriously good all rounders, apart from Stokes, obviously. So you
Yeah,
can't. There's no one like Cummins, right? You can bowl really well and bat at the
I
same
mean,
time.
there's a couple I'd say. Well, I'd elevate Butler firstly. Just
Yeah, Butler would. Well, are there any good batsmen coming through?
I look in their squad if they have other
But
specialist
it'd have
players.
to be lower order players, so it wouldn't. There's
There's
no.
Dan Lawrence in the squad.
Mm, I could see him playing.
I'd go. I'll tell you what. I'd go Butler and then Sam Curran, just because he's a next best all rounder. Because Wokes isn't in the team. I actually really rate Wokes in English conditions, but he's not in the team right now. I think he's injured. But I would go Curran. Obviously, he has that. India would be low key scared of him still. He was man of the series in 2018.
Yeah, I'm just. Yeah,
Change change the
it actually
game in
makes
so
sense
many
having
times.
Karan there. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about Karan.
Left arm option as well.
Yeah.
So I think that makes sense. Could argue it's a long tail, but he's still decent.
No, he's a good. He's not a bad batsman, and he showed in 2018 series that he
Yeah.
had a bit of batting pedigree. So
Yeah, I just want to see what he's done since then because he hasn't really ever been like a staple in the team. Like,
it's been white ball mainly. His
yeah,
batting. Yeah.
because like obviously you still feel like his bowling is a bit weaker, especially when you're competing with those legends.
When I'm looking at this top order, this batting lineup, it looks so weak.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. So since that series, well, he's got 350s. Two of them were in that India series, and then bowling wise, he hasn't really done too much. He's averaged like around 30s in every series. So he hasn't had an amazing series with the ball since that India series. But I feel like he's always rotated anyway.
I can definitely see England playing Dan Lawrence and moving Butler down.
Yeah, they do seem to have like an obsession with him as well.
Yeah.
He's okay, but I don't know, he's a bit aggressive and stuff. Like I don't feel like he has temperament.
I get what you mean.
Like he just seems like a bit of a random player. I don't know if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, I get because he's
I don't know how
not
to explain it, but he just seems like a bit of the odd one out in a test team. Like I don't know. Yeah.
because you don't know what to expect from him.
Like even in India, right? Like obviously that's completely different conditions. He actually got runs sometimes, but he just hit his way out of trouble and it works sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think he's still young. I guess he would be the next best batter. They don't have any other middle order batters in the squad. Or I guess maybe Bairstow if you can.
Besto. Yeah.
Yeah, Bairstow and him. You never know. Yeah, so Lawrence has played 7 tests and averages about 30. He bowls as well a little bit.
He's bowling. I mean, he won't bowl, realistically.
Yeah. So if we assume that Anderson and Broad will start, I feel like realistically they probably have 10 more tests left. They may as well just push it and then retire after the Ashes. That's what I reckon.
I don't think.
I don't know about Broad, but so Anderson turned 39 this week.
Do you reckon when it comes to the Ashes, do you reckon they'll even play?
Yeah, I know they're like shit in conditions or Australian conditions, but like the whole point of the rotation policy that England have done over the years is so that they could be good for Ashes.
True. Just think max there'll be one of Archer and Broad. Then not both of them are gonna play.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like works. I heard people saying so next option. I actually kind of agree. Ollie Robinson at number 8, and like he can be like the Works' replacement in Australian conditions because Works is pretty bad here.
The difference is
Robinson did well in that New Zealand series, and ignoring his past Twitter usage, yeah, he seems like a good all rounder.
He bowled some decent pace, right?
Yeah,
he's over 140, like 142, 143.
He's kind of like England's Jamison in a little bit. Like he's a bit tall, hits the deck, and he can bat a bit as well.
Does he bowl? I remember him bowling quick though.
Yeah.
You're wrong. Could be wrong.
So do you think England should pick a spinner? And like who should it be?
Probably Leach. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be Leach.
I definitely reckon they have to, cause like you just like they had Joe Root bowling in their last game and it just wasn't good enough. And I think like Ajaz Patel was still doing well for New Zealand.
Yeah.
And like in English conditions, you still like doesn't Shane Warne always say, if it seams, it spins or whatever. Um,
Yeah, but just given them,
the only thing is their spinners are weak, and India will definitely target them. Like Rishabh Pant will go after Leach, go after
yeah.
Beth. Um,
But even
one
then, I don't think Leach is going to bowl many overs.
You know what's funny about Lee? He hasn't played since at home since the Ashes. Like I didn't even realize that. Yeah,
Well, who's been playing instead of
like
Leach?
Bess,
Best.
Bess or no one.
Okay, so if
Let's say they
well, that's
go.
the thing. Like Root isn't bad, and if you need someone just to fill in overs, then
Root isn't bad, but he was only better in India because it suited his bowling. I feel like actually Leach makes sense because India has a lot of right-handed batters, so at least Leach will take the ball away from them.
it
So
makes sense. But
if we put Leach there,
okay, I'll put him now.
well, I'll do. Well, for me, and then I'd put the two experienced guys. But I realize now that Mark Wood's also in the team and like he's pretty good as well. I feel like he should rotate for one of Broad and Anderson.
Yeah, like it makes no sense replacing Leach. The only thing I can think of is just not playing Leach at all and just playing an extra batter.
Yeah, but do they want five bowlers though, or is four fine?
I honestly think four actually, yeah. I don't know. Games in England, they don't really go past like 300, 400
Yeah,
in
I
innings.
think four should be fine actually. Stokes doesn't even always bowl too much anyway. Um, I think yeah. So Wokes isn't in the team. I feel like he would come in for Robinson or Cohen, and then
Probably
Archer.
Roberts. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Archer won't even play. Like I think he can't make the squad, even though he's playing the 100.
No, Archer would make the squad. It just I don't know, he'd make the team. I
No, I
think
think
Archer's too good to leave out.
no. Obviously, he'll start if he plays, but I don't know why they're not including him, even though he's able to play 100. Oh, maybe his body's just not ready. I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he'd bowl long spells. You want to make sure he's
Yeah.
because England need him for the Ashes.
Mhm.
Like there's no way England's gonna win if Archer's not playing.
Even the World Cup.
Yeah, and the World Cup.
Just looking
Archer's
at
probably
this,
the best, one of the best T20 bowlers.
we've gone through like everyone. Um, we're just missing out on Craig Overton, so he was Stokes' replacement. I feel like he's pretty bang average.
He's just like for the boys, isn't it?
He's just like a tall ball. Yeah, I feel like he just plays in the Ashes sometimes.
He's like a shitter version of Anderson and Broad.
Yeah, I swear all four of his tests are in the Ashes. I don't know if I can see that, but yeah. So that's the England team. Well, I guess we'll go through India and then we can talk about more of the contest and stuff.
Yep.
So India have a fat squad. I feel like they're a little bit scared that what would happen in Australia. Half their team got injured.
Yep. It makes sense.
Yeah, they got a lot of like replacements and stuff. So no Shubman Gill. I saw people already roasting Gill. Like he's kind of been downhill since Australia, but people are already saying like he's overrated and stuff.
The thing is, who's next in line? It's
Yeah,
Agarwal and Shaw.
and Shaw's actually not in the squad yet because it doesn't fly in yet from Sri Lanka. And I just gotta say one thing that I didn't mention. Agarwal has just been ruled out of the first test. He got hit in the head in training. So it's gonna be KL Rahul then opening with Rohit, you'd think. So
It's mad.
a return for Rahul.
But like I rate Rahul, so
Yeah, he's good. That's like two openers that if they get going, they're gonna make huge scores, but they also could easily just flop. Like Rohit and Rahul, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can put them down. They also have ES Swaran. He's a opener from Bengal. He's been in the Indian squad for a little bit. I don't know if they'll. He was in the backup list and then he got promoted to the squad. I don't think he'll play, but him and Shaw,
I've never heard of him. Really.
him and Shaw are like the backups, I guess. Vihari's opened before, but I don't, probably not.
Yeah.
That could be this. We're gonna go through this Indian team, and if all like the top six all bang, it's an amazing team. And then they can also all nick off so early and just flop. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like Rahul's been playing well though in the practice games. Like, he's been, but obviously he's batting middle order, but he's like always been there.
yeah, him coming in as opener, I feel like at least he's getting the opportunity. But I'd rather he came in for Pujara or Rahane.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously this the next three is pretty yeah. But the three of them are kind of been frauds in the last couple of years, to be honest.
Okay, yeah.
Like Pujara hasn't scored 100 since like 2019. He did his job in Australia series, to be fair, the last one. Kohli can't get runs right now. Rahane is so inconsistent. He gets like 100 and then just does nothing for a few games. So my question is, if I think Kohli's untouchable, obviously, but if Pujara and Rahane don't perform in the first, say, 2 or 3 tests, should India consider replacing them?
Realistically, they're not, are they?
Well, I've heard rumors that, but like, yeah, you never know.
I mean, for one thing, I don't think Pujara will go. Rahane's more at risk.
They have dropped Pujara before, and then they put Rahul at 3. That didn't work, and they've dropped Rahane before and had Rohit there. But that's when they had like Vijay and Dhawan and stuff. But it just feels like they have no one now. Like it's just Vihari and Rahul, and then Shaw's a top of, and then they promoted Suryakumar Yadav. I can't imagine him in tests.
If he plays, I don't
If he
know. So if one of Pujara and Rahane get dropped, then
it could be
it's like Rahul will fill one of those 2 spots,
and then Agarwal would come back in.
Yeah, Agarwal will come in, and then Vihari would replace the other one. Like that doesn't seem like you're not going to replace Pujara and Rahane for those.
Or they could, if I reckon one of them would, if they have to replace both of them, it'd be pretty ballsy from India.
Yeah. Okay.
I can already imagine one of them gets dropped. Let's I can imagine there's 2 ways, right? One of them gets dropped and they bring in Vihari, let's say. The Vihari flops and everyone's like, Kohli's so dumb. Why would you drop Pujara?
Yeah.
Or Vihari does well and it's like, King Kohli, what a captaincy choice. Like, I'm just gonna, like, I can easily.
That's like every sports fan, though, really.
I know, but it's so annoying. Like, Rahane will get, let's say Rahane gets dropped. Everyone's gonna be like, he's such a better captain than Kohli. What an Indian, like, oh, I hate Indian fans. Like, oh.
But it's every sports fan out there, bro.
I know, right? But like, I can just imagine.
Doesn't matter.
As long as India are doing well, there's not going to be any question marks. But as soon as something, it's just going to be.
Yeah. Well, Kohli needs runs.
Yeah. Yeah, Kohli did amazing on his last series in England. Like 600 runs. In his previous season, he only had like 100 runs in the whole tour.
Well, admittedly, he was very lucky.
Yeah, I saw he got dropped a few times. But
he got dropped like tons of times. I guess you make your own luck.
I mean, yeah. And then Rishabh Pant, obviously.
Yep.
And I'm going to stick by the 2 spinners theory.
Yep. I think Ashwin's too good to leave out, and Jadeja's an all-round package. So
Jadeja's good enough as a 6th batter anyway, to be honest.
Exactly.
He's averaged like 50 in the last 3 years. And
And I think the rest are pretty obvious, right?
it is, in my opinion, yeah. Yeah, just talking about. I was just gonna say, obviously, everyone's like big upping Siraj and stuff, and like obviously he's good, and I think he will play at some point. But the Bumrah, there's a bit of a Bumrah agenda now. I feel like he has declined a bit, but he's still like quality. Like, I don't know if you ever check, you don't check Twitter or whatever, but like Bumrah's been getting a lot of hate. Like everyone's saying Siraj should definitely play over Bumrah. Like
I mean, I get it statistically he hasn't been there, but he like when you watch him, he's looked good. You can't.
yeah, even in Australia, like he looked. How many times did they drop catches in Sydney and stuff? He did very well in Melbourne. Like he's always good. Like yes, he didn't do well against New Zealand, but the whole team had a bit of a stinker, to be honest.
I know, obviously, it's your main role to take wickets as a bowler, but if you're keeping pressure and the other guy at the other end's taking wickets, you're doing a job
Yeah,
realistically. Yeah.
it's interesting with Siraj because those three guys they just seem undroppable to me. Like Ishant has been pretty good recently, and then Shami's good. Only thing
Especially in
Shami,
England. Ishan's gonna be huge in
they
England.
say Shami in England is bad. Like, have you seen all that? Like
No. Like why? Why did I say
the
that?
average is like 40 in England.
What?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh.
yeah. But he did well in the final, championship final, and I still think he's pretty gone. But if Siraj was to come in, I just can't imagine. But in saying all this, I really want India to do like a rotation policy like Australia did, just to keep them fresh and keep them ready. Because yeah, they're good, but I feel Siraj can be good. Thakur can be decent. I feel like he just has a knack of picking up wickets somehow, and he can bat. And then even Umesh Yadav isn't too bad. Maybe he's the most shaky out of those options. But yeah, that's my.
Siraj is actually a good pick if you think about it.
The biggest shame is that they can't bat because you could drop Ashwin and then have Siraj, but none of those four can
Yeah, but
bat.
then yeah, it's ropes.
And I know
Batting
it's you should think about number eight, but like it's just not good enough, is it?
nowadays, yeah, because every big team has someone who can bat at number eight. Like,
I still vouch for my man, Bhuvneshwar Kumar. I want him back in the Test team. Like
yeah, I got a feeling those days are sort of
he
over.
was so gone like 3 years ago, but yeah, he just declined. Now he's playing as a specialist batter in T20s.
That's another topic. Gee, that was horrendous.
Yeah. I've seen some people say they could go one of Jadeja on Ashwin and then Thakur at eight, which could work as well. But I don't know. I think it only really depend on the conditions. If India are really certain that they want an extra fast bowler, then yeah, sure.
That's the thing. Both teams will play their best teams,
Yeah,
excluding rotation for the fast bowlers, realistically.
yeah,
Because, well, Test championship points are huge. And we know just from the last one that
yeah,
like one little thing and you're out of the final.
yeah. It's just yeah. We may as well like just talk broadly about that. I'm not sure what these two teams' schedules are. Let me check it out.
So I just think the World Cup, are they going to rest players to the World Cup? Probably. And because IPL as well, India's got a hectic schedule.
Yeah,
And then England,
that's a whole nother topic. Like I love IPL, but it pisses me off that they're trying to finish it like in between.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like scheduling wise, they've
Yeah.
got so much cricket.
Yeah, if you just want to look at how important this series, so India, their away tours are England, South Africa, Bangladesh. I feel like they're all winnable. And then home, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Australia. And then England are hosting India, New Zealand, South Africa. That's probably tough.
Realistically, except this series, India should win every
Yeah.
single one of those. Like, India should win all the games at home, every series at home. And
Actually, I reckon, yeah, if you're thinking broadly, this is probably the one series in cricket that India would not be confident of. Just because
yeah,
they're so good against Australia now. Like that's just fact. And South Africa's kind of bad. Actually, and New Zealand. New Zealand, yeah.
no, but you're playing in India, so
Yeah.
it's like completely different.
Yeah. I think New Zealand away, England away, that's the two hardest right now for India. And this is their best chance to win in England. I
Yeah, their
think
team is without Stokes.
without Stoke, like on paper, I just can't like India have to win. Like in my opinion, it's a bit embarrassing if they don't win.
Like, there's no way England are going to outbat India out of the game.
Yeah.
So it comes down to
It's
how.
gonna even if India do lose, like I feel like people like it's gonna be the same problems, like they can't play swing and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a good point. I feel like the whole series is determined by how India play Gordon
Uh,
Anderson.
Yeah, I'll look through the rest of their fat squad India. So they have like two backup keepers for punt. Um but I think he's undroppable now. They have
Who are they anyway?
Axar Patel as a backup. Um Prithvi Shaw, obviously, Sharla Thakur, Siraj Bahari, and then Surya Kumar and Umesh Yadav. So yeah, we pretty much touched on everyone.
Who are the backup keepers for the punt?
Saha and then this other KS Barrett.
Okay, yeah.
And then like they have a few like netball, like Prasid Krishna as a netballer and stuff.
Yep.
Um, yeah, if we just talk generally, yeah, I think what's going to define the series is going to be India's batting versus England's bowling.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
feel even on a bad day, India could still restrict England to like maybe I don't know 350 max. Like I feel like they're never going to run away with it.
I know I say this every series, but I can't see that England team getting over 300 unless Root scores a big time.
Yeah, yeah, don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I kind of like
You know what I'm saying?
Butler's overrated, and he's like their second best batter, and he's not even that good in
Yeah.
tests. Yeah.
When I think of Butler in test matches, I think 30. He's gonna get 30 and get
He always
out.
gets out bowled, I swear, like swinging across the
Between
line.
bat and pad.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So obviously Anderson and Broad will be huge, but like they are getting better with age. But surely, like this is the time you want to play them. Like this is their last series probably at home. They're old. Like you got a chance to win. India's batters just need to knuckle down and do it. Because after that, Leach is not too great. Robinson's inexperienced, and like, yeah, then it's gonna be like Curran or someone. So yeah,
Yeah. I think that's why they brought Overton in, because if they do decide to go with rotation, that they will rotate. Like, I don't think Borden and Anderson will play every single test together.
yeah. I feel like
Over
this series kind of snuck up on us. Like I was thinking, like, yeah, it's coming up, but it's still a while away now. It's already August. Like, what the?
Yeah, it's in 2 days.
Yeah, and there's like no hype about it, but like once it starts, I feel like it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, because obviously the Olympics is taking like
Yeah,
president in a
Olympics, and
minute.
then England has like the whole 100 thing.
Yeah.
I haven't really been paying attention, but yeah.
I've been watching a few of the games.
Oh really?
To go off topic, yeah. The game last night was pretty good. I mean, I watched it back. I didn't watch the.
I haven't. Really, I know Darcy Short's made a few runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
haven't seen too much.
I know it's really off topic, but I'm liking Inglis more and more. Like when I'm watching him, like
Yeah, I haven't
the
seen
I'm
him play
watching them
rugby.
more, I like him.
That's good. We can talk about that. So I'm pumped for the World Cup as well. The rest of this year for India is mad. Just from an Indian point of view, like there's this and then IPL and then the World Cup. Then New Zealand they are hosting New Zealand and then they're touring South Africa. That's it.
It's fucked.
Australia, meanwhile, have had just the Ashes this year, like, and then a couple West Indies, Bangladesh. Like, that's not even too much. But yeah,
Yeah, but none of our big players are even playing, so
yeah,
chill.
and yeah, that's also starting tomorrow. But yeah, we don't really know too. Like, we do know a bit, but like the Bangladesh team isn't even full strength, so we thought we'd focus on this series.
Thing is, yeah, realistically, there's no hype around Australia, Bangladesh.
It's not even broadcasted here. Like, it hasn't been confirmed if it is on Fox or what. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, I feel like we've pretty much touched on everything. So if you had to go like series scoreline, obviously weather and stuff is hard to factor in, but yeah, what do you reckon?
I think there'll be there'll definitely be a draw. I reckon
Yeah, I agree.
it's a 4 test series, yeah.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 drawn tests then. I was gonna say 2-1 India.
Yeah. I don't know if I kind of want to say 3-1, but I feel like that's a bit cocky. Like,
I don't know, because going back to your comment, that top six, India's six looks amazing, but at the same time, you can get rolled for 36.
yeah, let's just go back to 2018, for example. They were in winning positions like in at least 2 of the test matches, and they just choked. Like even batting in England, like chasing like 180 in England is still tough. Like it's gonna be so hard, but I feel like they have to do it. Like actually, this is a bit random on a tangent, but would you say this English team is better or worse than when like the Australian team without Smith and Warner, like from when they toured there?
About the same, I'd say.
Yeah, I kind of want to say that Australian
Maybe a
team
bit better.
is
England
better
maybe a
because
bit
like
better.
those bowlers were better. Plus Kawaja was still rated then.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think England may be a bit better.
But you could kind of make similar parallels, but like they're not going to think like that. Obviously, with just Stokes is just one player still. Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Like 3-1 wouldn't be unreasonable, but
I'm gonna
it's
say
pretty bold.
3. Yeah, I reckon it'll be 3-1 or 3-2. I feel like there might be a draw, but I'm just saying that because it's only gonna be a draw because of rain. They're not gonna bet out 5 days. These two
Yeah.
teams. Yeah. They're saying that literally the first test is rain forecasted, like I showed you.
Yeah, there was 30% that day. I think it would be like on and off.
Yeah, that's usually the most frustrating, but should be fine, hopefully. Um,
I'm thinking just form wise, India probably look better now than they did in 2018.
yeah, not including their last game, obviously, but
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. And England were
yeah, I feel
better
like
back
even in like
then.
a shit like situation, like even when Rahul or what I mean Pujara Kohli getting out cheaply, like one of Rohit or Punt or someone just manages to scrap their way. Ashwin gets runs, like someone just manages by Thakur or Sundar. Like there's always someone. I feel like India have more grit, but then this is gonna sound funny, but India just have to treat it like they're playing Australia. Because for some reason against Australia, they just try so hard when they against England they get good and then they just roll over and they fuck it up. So they just need to show fight.
Yeah, that's weird actually. You're kind of right there.
Like when Tim Payne, he talked about the final. He was like, if India are at their best, they'll win easily. Obviously, India lost, but like I think the world's kind of I think it's kind of clear to see if India can play at their best, they should win most games against anyone.
Yeah. I think India and Australia are in that category. England in tests aren't really there.
So Test is definitely their weakest format.
Yeah.
Um, it's all going to come down to the fact that England got their home conditions and they got their Anderson Broad in the clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly can't wait for the fourth. England win the toss and bowl, and then you just see it seem like 2 feet.
yeah. I'm really interested. The only thing bit irrelevant, but we may as well talk. But it's such a bad time, personally. Like obviously England times, and then like I literally have exams and stuff in August.
Yikes. Yeah.
But yeah, really looking forward to it. I think that's pretty much what else we can say. I guess if we want to link to Australia a bit, this is going to determine the state that England are in when before the Ashes. If they lose, it's automatically going to be ropes for them, I reckon. Probably is ropes already, but
I
they
think it's ropes already.
it's
Well,
obviously, I reckon it's ropes already, but they have their bane to fix, and then that's their main problem.
realistically, it's just England's top three.
Yeah, but even like Pope and I don't know. Yeah, I feel like
With
if they can
Pope,
prove their rotation can work as well, because I assume Broad and Anderson like might be rotated still, so they got to
because
show
there's
their
Archer, Wood, and Wokes in the wings.
yeah.
So, like bowling wise, they're good. It's their batting.
Yeah, plus I've always heard like, oh, I think I've heard Warren and War say how England still needs a good spinner to do well in Australia, so that could still be a factor in this series. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just thinking it's pretty massive. Yeah, like we had India, Australia, England, India, and then Australia, England. Actually, this year as well.
Just the World Cup. Yeah, be good.
Sure, we have to say. Um, we've both gone for Indian team to win, but you never know. I can also imagine, Anderson got 7 for 20 or something on the first day.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Um, anyway, I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks, guys. Like the video, and yeah, more content coming soon.
Definitely. Right.
Yeah.